You probably can't hear me. What I was saying is that do we have a quorum?
It looks like we do.
Oh, good. Okay, because we don't officially have a meeting till we have a quorum, so good. Oh.
Hi, Parks people.
Hello there. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, there I am. Happy New Year. Can you believe it's the end of January? My gosh.
No.
It was just December. We had all the high hopes for 2021.
Yeah, I've got lots of them. Hopefully we can get to some of them.
I know. Let's see, 2 weeks ago, let's say we had storm, power outages, crash into a signal cabinet, chemical burn that evacuated an area.
Oh,
What else happened? All kinds of extra stuff. So anyway.
Did you get some rest and relaxation in Texas?
Not really. I moved my son from here to there, so that was interesting. And so my husband and I drove all of his worldly goods and a few of mine to Texas. So it was 2 days to Phoenix, which is a pretty strong drive. And then we stayed in Phoenix for 2 days with some friends. And then we went 2 more days to Austin, and we were there moving him in. And we drove giant moving truck with like a trailer and a car behind it. So I was like, 10-4, good buddy.
Yeah.
wow.
So not really restful, that drive, good
No.
books on tape, and it worked out fine.
Yeah, cool. Being away is good, except for the pile of work you come back to.
Oh yeah. Nobody does my job while I'm gone. Nikki's awesome. She takes good care of everybody for sure, but.
We do have a quorum, right, Nikki?
We do.
Okay, and any public comment?
No public comments were received, but Mary, can you check and see if you can let Alan in, because for some reason it's glitching on my side. Oh, there he is. Never mind, it worked.
Yeah, I don't have that on mine, so.
Okay.
All right, then at 5:31, let's call this meeting to order. And I think we got just about everybody now. Linda, Michael, cool. All right. Anyone's had a chance to read the minutes from November, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Okay.
A second.
Michael, second. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed?
Hi.
Oh, all right. We got Alan in there. Good job, Alan.
Okay, I'm here now. I'm in my car. We're trying something new.
Hi, this is exciting.
All right. Unanimous approval. Thank you, everybody. No public comment. And so we go on to new business and election of chair and vice chair.
So I guess I'll jump in at this point. We, as part of our ordinance, every January, our first meeting of the year, we select a chair and a vice chair. And Jason is our current chair and Veto is our current vice chair. They've served us well for many years. So I would entertain a motion for nominations for chair. You can nominate somebody else or yourself if you're interested in serving that position.
And there's no limitations on the two gentlemen that are currently serving, right?
We do not have term limits. Yes, we
All
do
right.
have term limits written into the ordinance at this time.
If they're willing.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, if they're willing, they're doing a bang up job and they know their stuff. So Jason and Veto?
Works for me. I
I-
second. That's clear to say I second.
Yes, I heard that. So we have a nomination for the continuation of Jason as chair and Veto as vice chair. Before we ask for additional input, are both of you interested in serving in either of those positions again?
Sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Is there anybody else on the board that is interested in taking one of those leadership positions?
Yeah, I'm willing to offer that up to anyone willing.
Okay, Veto has said that he'd be happy if someone else decided they wanted to step into that position. Is there anybody else on the call that is interested in being the vice chair? I'm not seeing any hands raised. I'm not hearing any noises. So I'm going to say I heard a nomination from Susan regarding Jason for chair and Vito as vice chair. That was seconded by Sylvia. Did not have any additional discussion. So let's just call for the question. All in favor of having this reign continue, say aye or raise your hand so I can see it.
Aye.
Aye.
Alan's a pirate. Okay, I think it passed. And Jason, I'm going to hand the gavel back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with that being chair, we will roll in. Thank you for your confidence and in Vito and myself. And we'll roll on and look at the 21 work plan. And did we submit it to the council?
Do you have that to pull up? Oh, look at Nikki. She's so on top of it.
Great.
So I'll jump in. So council reviewed and approved our work plan last meeting or so. And they did add a little bit to each of our work plans, which I thought was great because it helps remind boards what their roles are. So besides the normal format that we've always had, name, date we meet, members present, liaison, it also included the role of each advisory board. So of course on ours, it does talk about the role of the Park and Rec Advisory Board. Again, we are in existence to provide advice to the mayor and city council regarding the general operation and development of parks and recreational facilities. And they may come to us with questions asking us to do public comment or to look at codes or to gather information on topics that are we're currently working on, or it could be brand new things. So there's a whole list there of different things, but our mayor and city council has been very supportive of the work that you've done, and they've also brought topics your way for you to take a look at and think about. So so we've been serving in that purpose. And so anyway, they've put that there, and you can read through that just to remember what your role is. I don't think we necessarily need to go through all of those, but we've done a good job of supporting the community and giving that feedback to the council. Our work plan main items, if you can scroll that up a little bit, Nikki. The work plan main items are for us is working on the boundary line adjustment, property line adjustment. As you know, we became the proud owners of Fort Steilacoom Park last June. And because of how the government works or how the transfer of property worked, they pretty much just transferred the property that the city was leasing and managing, that previously the county had been managing since the 70s, and Pierce College received their properties. Well, they were kind of mixed up and kind of odd. So we're going to do some boundary line adjustments and clean it up a little bit, make it into two kind of big parcels. So we're still working on that. We've been ready to go since last year, but the college is having difficulty working within the state system to get it figured out on their end that proves they even own the property, but we're working on that. We'll do a capital project update later this year. We'll talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion in Parks and Recreation, really hot topic, and just talk a little bit about some of the things that we're doing and that we're working on. The city is actually hiring a diversity, equity, and inclusion staff person, so we're excited to see what kind of expertise and skills they can bring us with ideas and help us just continue to make sure that our parks are open to all. Outdoor adventure programming, we're going to be working on that. We're starting a new program called Agents of Discovery, and it's really a way of giving people the opportunity to have some fun and activity outdoors, utilizing their phone. It's kind of like the Pokemon thing that was so hot many years ago. It's similar to that, but you get to go into our parks with an app, and you don't even have to have Wi-Fi to do it. And you do missions in the park. Could be like scavenger hunts or different kinds of activities. So it's something new that we're working on. We'll be sharing more of that in the future. our 25th anniversary. We'll talk about that today and some special events that we have coming up. And then we'll do a recreation program update and then talk about park codes as needed. Just for the record, we did talk about motor vehicles on trails like last October, but we haven't had it on the council agenda because they got into budget and a lot of year-end things. So we're going to actually be working with them on that in February, just to give them your updates. We haven't forgot. And then we have a list of topics, some of those big picture things that we just talked about, as well as other updates throughout the year. And they've been sort of listed throughout the year of our meetings. And sometimes those things change a little bit based on timing or opportunity. But you can see a lot of those things are listed with a lot of updates on different projects and activities. So on April, we do have our planning for our joint city council meeting. However, I was just looking at the council long-term calendar and it looks like they may have put us in June, which is different than we've ever been. We've always been at the end of April, but so I'm just going to check on that. And again, that we'll just flip-flop that around a little bit if those dates change. And then at the bottom, we just have a list of activities. We are showing our city council as well as you that there are lots of opportunities to participate in special events in the city, fingers crossed, COVID, no COVID. We'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. We're going to do a presentation on 25th anniversary as well as special events. So anyway, this is our work program. As you know, when I do my director's report, I have this on the back, so you can always refer to it to see what's coming up, what topics we've covered, what might have been rescheduled, or we can always add things as needed if there's a hot topic that's coming up that we want to have a presentation on or learn more about, or if council gives us direction to focus on something. So that's our work program. And we looked at that, I think, in October and November, and you guys provided input on that, and then council, had some comments as well.
No, awesome. Hopefully COVID, we get some vaccines through and we can start opening back up for some of those special events.
I hope so.
Yep. And so from the work plan, we're going to talk about the 25th anniversary. And I was telling my wife before the meeting, I've been to a lot of celebrations in cities, and I'd say the 20th anniversary that was held at City Hall was probably one of the more fun celebrations that I've been to for a municipal celebration. And it's just sad that we're probably going to have to do this one virtually, is my hunch.
Well, we'll see. We'll talk a little bit about what we're doing now. Can you see my main presentation, or do you see a screen that has a whole bunch of different stuff on it?
Just the one.
Oh,
just the first sheet.
And it's all white. You can't see like my notes and all the other stuff. Oh,
I see the next slide on mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I do too.
Yeah, there's a button there that I just practiced a few seconds ago, and it went to, you go from presentation. Nikki, help me here. You go from presentation to regular.
I don't have this version, so I'm no help.
No, I just did it a few seconds ago, so I'm sorry that I'm sharing my.
But at the top it says in slideshow, so maybe it seems like you are in the slideshow, but I don't know.
No, there's a.
Is it maybe the maximize view? The little.
Maybe, I don't know. No, there's a button that says you go from into participation. Let me see if I do it up here. You get to see all the guts and glory of what we're doing. I don't know.
Here it is. Start slideshow. There was a button for start slideshow.
I know. I think but you can see this side, right? That says like no notes in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I want you to see the whole picture, but you might just get to see this. So
we get the behind the scenes view now, Mary. Come on.
You get the behind the scenes. It's so funny that I just did this a few seconds ago, and it was, of course, it worked just perfectly.
Mary, is it that display settings right above it?
Where's that say?
Right above, it says display settings with an arrow right next to end slideshow.
Straight up.
Yeah, straight up at the top. Over. Keep going up and over to the right, or to the right a little bit.
Polls, new share, pause, antidote, remote control, more. I don't see an in slideshow.
I wonder if on her computer it's in presentation view.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll just start with this. You can see enough of it to get the message, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's
I'm
behind the
sorry
scenes.
about that. It looks really good full screen. I'll just tell you that right now. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna talk about the 25th anniversary of Lakewood. Yay!
Yeah.
So Lakewood, it's a land of lakes and prairies, and I just want to start off by acknowledging and honoring, the Nisqually tribe. They are one of the many indigenous groups that basically have hunted, gathered, and celebrated on these important lands for over 10,000 years. This land and all the land in Washington, it's occupied land, and it's been stewarded by the native peoples since the beginning of time. And these folks are still here, and they're still connected to these spaces. And we want to honor them and also we're very thankful for our relationship with the Nisqually tribe. They are great partners, and we've really been working on that relationship so that we can incorporate their culture and heritage into, all of the things that we do here in Lakewood. So we're thankful for that. But once the people, the white men came and we started occupying the land, then the hunters and the trappers and the settlers arrived, and then the land was used by the Hudson Bay Company. Then the U.S. Army came, railroads, farms, and dairies were built, and then libraries and schools, and then mansions and shacks were built around the lake, and those summer residences became year-round residences. And so then businesses started to support those people that lived in and around the lakes. And then in 1995, the citizens of Lakewood voted to incorporate as a city. And on February 28th, 1996, we actually became an official city, and we became the second largest city in Pierce County and the 8th largest city in the state. And then they say the rest is history. So that's been how we've evolved, is to become a city of Lakewood. So when we started, this was the city's original logo, and you see it in lots of places still, but we have updated it to something a little more modern. And in 2006, we did our 10th year anniversary. And so we did a council proclamation. We had a special connections edition, which was really just the year-end edition that kind of recognized all the things that we did in 2006. We had a 10th birthday party celebration, and some of you may recall we gave out birthday cake at Summerfest for thousands of people. That was a mess, but lots of fun. And then we had Year of 10 was our theme, and we had it on mugs and stickers, and we sort of celebrated that 10th year all year long. And then 20 years, when we celebrated our 20 year, Jason just mentioned that this was a logo. Council had just passed a strategic plan that talked about the past, the present, and the future. So we really focused on that for the theme, and it had lots of symbols of all of the symbols of City of Lakewood as a city. We did a council proclamation. We had a special connections edition. We did an open house in February, which was really kind of celebrating our past. We had all of our partners and friends, and did an open house, and it was a lot of fun right before a council meeting. And then in June, as Jason mentioned, we had a big event at City Hall, and it was hotter than heck that day, and there were food trucks and bands and tons of people. We used the back parking lot at the City Hall, and it was a really, really well-attended event. We had trivia questions and letter writing programs and an art show. And then we did this logo, branded things all year long. We had a city coin and coffee mugs and stickers and lanyards, and it was a lot of fun. So here we are at 25, right? And so we kind of wanted to take a look at what was happening in the community. And when we were talking with Arts Commission and our youth council, the youth council member brought up the statement about unity, and that it's a time that we really need to bring our community together. There's been challenges with COVID. There's been challenges with racial equality. There was presidential things going on. So really unity was a big word, and it was great. And so ironic that Claudia Thomas, as you know, who was a founding member of Lakewood, one of first African-American mayor in the state of Washington, I believe, and a woman. And she was a founding member and a council member throughout her life. And she used to always say from the beginning of time, we need to keep unity in community. So that young and I'll say old, young and past coming together, really, that's what we really thought. This is the time and this is the right year to maybe have that be incorporated. So we're using unity and community as our theme. So, and then we
Brilliant, really. It's brilliant. The logo and the two colors with community and unity, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so now we're kind of trying to figure out how we sort of create the tagline. So this 25 is a montage of pictures from the beginning till the end. And we're going to play with it a little bit, but we created it at first to use for the Connections newsletter. And we thought, well, how great, why not incorporate that into our logo? So we're kind of looking at a couple of different variations of similar. And when we were just our city staff looking at it, you know, we knew it was the anniversary. We knew that it was from Lakewood, but as we brought in our outside partners, the idea of folks looking at this for the first time, folks that are new to our community or even outside our community, we thought it was really important to have Lakewood, either City of Lakewood or Lakewood, have 25th anniversary in the logo so people knew what the heck we were talking about with 25. And then now we're really talking about, you know, what could we use for a tagline? Do we talk about celebrating our diverse community because that's really important to us and that's really talking about the people? Do we talk about building community because there's been so much change in Lakewood with infrastructure and parks and streets and business? And then embracing our community. So someone else said building community since 1996. So I just like to get some feedback from you guys on what your thoughts are. You know, we have a 25th anniversary committee, but I'd just be really happy to hear your thoughts on color, size, simplicity, logo, tagline, just what your thoughts are.
So for me, Mary, I like I say, I think the community and unity is great. I don't know that I can pick one of those taglines more than the other because I think they're all applicable. The one thing where I would say that I think the 20th anniversary and incorporating kind of the city hall and those components into it made that logo like super special. And I don't see any of that, but that would be my only, there's nothing wrong with this one. I'm just saying there was something about that 20th logo with those side pieces that really made it pop. But I think all of these are great. And I would just let, you know, at another time, I'll see those pictures a little bit closer, but yeah, the tagline is just fantastic.
Yeah, you know, when we talked about the 25th and being that it's, you know, sort of in between that 10th, 20th, 30th, that it would be something a little less formal and a little more modern. So that's kind of why those pictures of early days to current days, that was sort of bringing those iconic elements into it without having them be a part, you know, specifically. But I appreciate that thought. That's good feedback. Any other thoughts from folks? What you like?
They're all good. They all look great. I kind of favor number 2, option 2. I kind of like that bottom tagline, the anniversary building community. And you got 3.
I was going to say the same.
So is there any thought in adding the word celebrating Lakewood's 25th anniversary?
Well, we have celebrating on the first one, and so, but yeah. So celebrating community, having one of the things we heard was keep it simple. Celebrating community versus our diverse community, just working with celebrating community. Is that what you're thinking, Michael?
No, what I was thinking was something like, I guess, celebrating Lakewood's 25th anniversary, you know.
Oh, like, celebrating maybe at the top. Okay.
That's what, yeah, I mean, that's just a thought.
Okay.
Because that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Keep in mind that the logo is only a portion of the graphic design and that you can easily incorporate your suggestion, Michael, to say celebrating Lakewood's 25th anniversary, and then the logo appears in a portion of the design. So I know that it's a common thing to make sure that the logo has everything in it, but that might make it a little more difficult to comprehend by the eye.
Sure.
I like that number 3 one, except I would replace the bottom line with the either building community with your UNITY or celebrating community with your, you're missing that in that third one. It doesn't identify the UNITY, or if it does, it's not bright enough.
Yeah,
Okay. We're
it's
clear.
fair.
But I like that idea, the unity. I think unity is a really good thing to stress.
Yeah, we agree. Got it. Any other thoughts, folks? I'll keep.
I like number 3 because it does show 1996 to 2021.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
that is cool.
That's kind of nice to see.
Yeah, it is reminiscent of that 20th as well.
Exactly. Yeah, it gives it a little of that touch for sure. Agreed, for sure.
Good feedback. All right. So we'll keep moving forward with this. So thank you for your feedback. We appreciate that. So what's in the works? Let's talk a little bit about what we're working on already. So of course, we're going to be doing a Special Connections newsletter. Hopefully will come out in February. Our communications manager has just moved to a new position. So we're working on getting that out. But we will be, this was the connections that we had for 20th, and that's Alice Bush. She's one of our first employees in the city of Lakewood. She's since retired, but we honored her. And so we'll be looking at a Special Connections newspaper. We are doing an art contest, and that was kind of kicked off at the end of December because we wanted to give kids things to do over the winter break. And so we're working with the school district as well as the community, and the art contest, the theme is Unity or I Love Lakewood. And that's the deadline is February 15th. We were really fortunate that we received sponsorship from the credit union, which credit union? Twin. I'll find out. But they donated funds so that we can have cash prizes. So we'll be giving cash prizes out for every age division from starting at the first grade to adult. So that's kind of exciting. So the art contest. And then all of the artwork will be put into what's called a flip book so that we can share that with the community at the end of the month, probably on the anniversary day. And then we'll also be able to have that on our website. And then the idea is if we do a public event, if we can do a public event at the end of the year or more in the summer, then we could display the art at that event. Speaking of events,
Mary,
I beg your pardon?
I think it's Twin Star Credit Union. That's
Twin Star, thank you. I knew there was a twin in there. Twin Star Credit Union. We're very thankful for their sponsorship and their support. So we did a MLK event. It was a virtual event, different than we've done in the past. We did a video, just under 30-minute video, and it was, there were representatives from throughout the community and our youth council, and the theme was, it was a community virtual ceremony. The theme was Injustice Anywhere is a Threat to Justice Everywhere, and I have to say it was a really cool video, very moving. I'm going to send you a link to it. If you didn't see it already, you can see it on our webpage. But it was really well done. The MLK committee worked for quite some time on it. It was edited beautifully and so many pictures and music. You're going to really enjoy it. So if you haven't seen it, I hope you do. I thought it was really moving and really powerful and perfect at this time of year. Also, the other events that we're looking to do is, of course, our citywide events. And I'm going to share special events, hopeful special events with you coming up. But the idea is that we would do an anniversary party, but probably late August, early September. Hopefully we can do it in a safe manner. We may have to do it by, reservation where we can just let certain numbers of people in at a time, but we're hoping to use the Colonial Plaza and do a party down there. So that's our big hope for the end of the year, for a real anniversary party. And then some of the other big ideas that have been brought up are things like doing a special poster that we can hang around town and at the schools to let people know it's our 25th anniversary. Maybe do some videos like once a month that's like man on the street or woman on the street where you can ask questions like, where were you 25 years ago? Or what's the greatest thing that's happened to Lakewood in the last 25 years? That kind of thing. Just little short sniglets so that we can capture that community voice. We talked about having like special discounts. The chamber's on this committee working with our business partners to say, maybe there's a 25% discount for the 25th year, or on our anniversary day, everybody gets a free donut, or if you're 25, if your birthday is the same as the city's, you get a special deal somewhere. So kind of looking at some fun special discounts that we can help promote business through the community. Talked about, getting some swag, putting our logo on, t-shirts, cups, the farmers market bags, but utilizing that logo and branding the event throughout the year in all of the different things that we do. A scavenger hunt, a scavenger hunt throughout the city where you could like punch a card or do something with a scavenger hunt. And then maybe everybody that participates gets put in a drawing and there could be some fun prizes. A time capsule, maybe there's a time capsule that gets put in the ground and gets read in 25 more years at our 50th. And then, working with our new outdoor adventure program called Agents of Discovery, maybe there's some different missions that are really focused on the 25th year to give some people some knowledge and some information on the history of Lakewood. So there's a great community group that's community planning committee. It's a group of stakeholders, their city staff, as well as the chamber and the school district and library and other partners that are coming together to the Historical Society, coming together to share this momentous year with us. So do you guys have any other big ideas that you wanted to share or that come off the top of your head? Or if you want to participate, it's all Zoom, right? We're all doing it virtually. If you'd like to participate, you can let Nikki know and we'll plug you into our next meeting, which will be next week. So that is the 25th. And then we also said we were going to talk a little bit about special events. So I'm going to give you a little rundown of what we're hoping to do this year and how it might happen. So let's just move forward. Does anybody have any questions about the 25th anniversary?
No, looks good.
Okay, so let's move on to what else is happening. We've got special events coming up. So, of course, Lakewood's Farmers Market was a big success last year. We moved it to Fort Stoughton Park. We moved it to Fridays, and we also changed the time to be 3 to 7, I believe it was. And it was huge, huge success. We probably double, tripled our numbers. I'm going to show you a little video here, a little intro of, this is from our opening day. Oh, keep going. Sorry, that was me. Okay, so I just have to let you know, you saw lots of masks, you saw lots of social distancing. We set up and moved this farmers market so many times to get ready for it. It started out as a drive-through event, and then it was opened up for this, and then they allowed us to do this. But we're able to do a farmers market because it's an essential service. We sell food, and it's a direct market for folks. And so we were able to offer it. And we really worked hard on making sure that people knew what the rules were and how to be safe, how to socially distance, how to have good best practices on touching and packaging. And so the market vendors were really great, and the people who came were really respectful, and we had lots of signage. And so it really, really went off well. And it was a lot of communication and ongoing effort to people. We had dots on the ground reminding people where to stand, and it was a lot of work, but it was really successful, and we're really thankful and to continue it. And one of the things that we continued this year was Healthy Bucks. This is program that's sponsored by Franciscan. And how it works is they give us money. We print these bucks. They're real money. We give them out to kids. Kids are able to pick $2 worth of fruits and vegetables, and they turn it into the vendors, and the vendors give them $2 worth of whatever they pick. A lot of kids pick stuff they've never had before, and then the vendors turn them back into us, and then we reimburse them for that. And it's based on a sponsorship. So it's not a gift of public funds, and the kids have a blast with it, and the parents are really excited about it. And so I think we did $2,500 worth of $2 gifts, or $2 bucks. So, over 1,000 kids received fresh fruits and vegetables. So that was really great. So the average customer spending has really stayed about the same. You can see that average people spend about $15 to $25, but some spend a little more, some spend a little less, but that's been about average over the last several years, as people spend up to $25 when they come to the market. And then you can see the big items is the farmers and the food trucks. That direct food source is our biggest seller. Then we have our processors, which a processor is if you take a real strawberry, you turn it into strawberry jam, that's a processed product. So our processors do well as well. And then the remainder is our crafters. So that's the breakdown of sales at the market. Coming soon, we have this beautiful Colonial Plaza that we have not been able to really program because of COVID and access and use and gathering. And so we're hoping that we can create some night markets at the Colonial Plaza. And again, that's just as things open up. And it would be like a farmer's market, but, just a little bit different. So that would be using that great new space that we have. Something else that we did last year and we're planning to do this year is drive-in movies. We did them right out after the market. We did them out on the lawn. And I just want to note, Councilmember Farmer, we had talked about moving the market to Thursdays, but because we know that we're not going to start construction for the fields at Fort Stillcup, we are going to leave it on Friday nights for this season as well. So,
Yes.
And that's new.
I'm a little excited.
So I've been meaning to send that note to the city manager to update you with. So you're on the cutting edge. So, and whoever's watching this.
Excellent. I know that several of us city council members really, really like it being on Friday evenings. So awesome.
Yeah, so we're excited about that, and we can continue to gather some data and measure the success of that. And so, but anyway, so yes, good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we're gonna then, last year we did 2 drive-in movies. We'd hoped for 3, but we were only able to do 2 because of weather and timing. And so our plan is to do an 8-week series. It's by, reservation. You get a ticket to go. We utilize the fields at Fort Steilacoom. The food trucks stayed late, so those folks that came to the market could walk over and grab some food. But again, it's a good socially distanced activity for families. And many people had never come to a drive-in before. So, I grew up going to the drive-ins. We had 5 kids in our family in a station wagon. So that's what you did for fun. And you brought your own popcorn and Shasta Pop. So I think it was really a neat nostalgia for some folks and brand new experience for others. So it was cheap and accessible, and we're hoping to do more. And we're getting sponsors because, again, it's expensive to rent the screen, and the cost for, licensing of these big movies is ridiculous, but we follow all the rules and the laws. So it's an expensive venture, and so we are getting sponsorship to help offset the cost of that. The other activity that we'll be doing this on Thursday nights again is Thursday nights at the Pavilion is a summer concert series. We did have to cancel that last year, but hopefully people will start being safe, and there's ways that we can do it as the phases and the guidance from the governor and the state changes. There's ways that we can fence off areas and, have reservations, mark off space so people are socially distanced. But it's a really cool, you can see there's a great mix of community there, people of all abilities. And we want to get people back out in the park. So we're hoping that we can offer this summer concert series again this summer. And it would be on Thursday nights from 6:30 to 8 at the Pavilion. And again, people love to dance. We had good turnouts, music. It's just beautiful, fun place to be. And you see people, again, of all ages and abilities out there having a good time. Summerfest was canceled last year. And so we're hoping to bring it back. We're just still trying to figure out how that might work. We have looked at July. the weekend of July 10th as the weekend. We've talked about breaking it up into 3 days to keep them smaller events so that we can, again, socially distance and utilize the space as best we can. Maybe doing the drive-in movie on the Friday night and then having some special events on, and it could be by ticket, by reservation time at the park. And then we're just trying to figure it all out. So we've been very nimble. We've been very flexible. We've been super creative in how we've been able to do things, and we're going to continue to do that. Summerfest is a great tradition for our community. It really brings everybody out, and it's a good time for our nonprofits and our community groups to really have a chance to share what they do with the world. So we want to bring this back. People want to be at the park.
Yeah.
It's a great event. We have all kinds of activities and food and car shows and people coming and going. We've got adventure for those folks. We've got, fun and excitement games. We have our Passport to Sports. It was a new activity where we had 24 different opportunities to try new sporting events. Some kids we had a portable skateboard park. We had volleyball. We had golf. We had all kinds of different sports that people could try, and it was a good opportunity. Kids might never have been able to throw one of those pole things like they do in the Highlander games. Or, anyways, we had equipment, we had bikes. It was really fun. So that's another reason to get people out, give them a chance to try some new things. And that's, again, we're looking at the second weekend of July. We're looking in October to do Truck and Tractor Day in some fashion. In the past, we've had, lots of exhibits, and we've had pumpkin chunkin', and we've had hay rides and games and activities. So we'll just see how we might be able to do that in the fall. Might be safe to do that in some way. That is, again, another way to get the community out to have some free family fun. And then I'll go back. This year we had our holiday tree lighting and a reverse parade. We did our tree lighting virtually at a council meeting first part of December. And then we did our reverse parade. And we hope that we'll be able to do a regular parade next year. This year we did the reverse parade, and what was going to be a 2-hour event was almost 4 hours. We had thousands of people that came through. It was a great event, but we still had to turn hundreds away, and it was logistically hard to get all of the people, but it was wonderful event for the families. But we're hoping that we can get back to our regular tree lighting. We have fun runs and vendors and entertainment and Santa visits and tree lightings and even the Grinch. It's lots and lots of fun. So that's kind of what we have in store for this 25th year City of Lakewood anniversary and all the fun special events. Do you have any questions or ideas? Again, we are hopeful, we are optimistic, and we are also realistic. Nikki spends a lot of time managing people and data and dashboards and phases and can you come, and if you can come, how many can come, and when can you come, and where can you go, and what do you need to do, and do you have a safety plan? So it's a new world, but we're doing our best. So any questions?
No, all looks good, Mary.
Yeah, looks great.
Okay.
Thank you for all your efforts for making things happen, even though we have all these new protocols and hoops to jump through.
Yeah.
All that work is very appreciated.
Thanks. Okay.
And
Mary, I get compliments. I hear compliments all the time about the great work that you guys are doing over there. People that use the park just think it's absolutely terrific. And I told Nikki to pass this on to you. I didn't want to say it in front of everybody, but you've got a Scottish fellow that I play golf with that thinks you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. The guy that you talked to today.
Oh, Mr. Tierney.
Yes.
Yeah.
He and I play golf 3 days a week, and I know he's got some issues down there.
Yeah. Good. Well, thank you. Yeah, we work really hard to serve the community, and it's nice that people are thankful for that. That's good. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, all the staff's efforts are always above and beyond and make the community look great. And the other thing that's nice is we've got a very supportive council that, does challenge us and listens to us. And it's not always the case in all municipalities. So we're fortunate to have the leaders we do and the policymakers that we do.
Agreed. Okay.
I know you got a director's report on there, but I don't know what else you can report on, Mary.
Well, we've been busy, so can you see my screen? I don't know what that's for. Huh?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so here's the director's report. Hopefully you can see it in one piece and not 12 pieces. I got to work on my communication skills. But so anyway, just to give you an update, we're going to do a comprehensive review of all our capital projects, but we got a lot going on. We've been doing a lot, and just to run down them really quickly for you. So Springbrook Park, we are working on cleaning up the creek and then expanding the park. So we did the design. You guys looked at that, I think, November. And we're moving forward with that. We're working on some pre-application stuff and some permitting. We'll probably wait and start that in the fall. It would, by the time we get to where we'd be ready to start construction, we don't want to interfere with the garden and or the summer activities, since there's nothing else out in that area. So we'll be focusing on probably starting that in the fall. We're adding 2 gateways, Berkeley and Woodbrook. The contractor that's doing those is also doing the American Lake Picnic Shelter and our service club signs. So they're kind of dominoing. It's working on the shelter now, be working on the gateways, and then the service club signs being fabricated. So we'll be working on that. Chambers Creek Trail, as we mentioned before, it was ridiculously expensive to do it in the initial manner in which it was, which was kind of partway on our side, halfway on the UP side and back. So we're looking at realigning the pathway so that it can reduce the cost and make it more accessible. But we are looking at going out with construction. It was supposed to be happening now because University, it's University Place, City of Lakewood, and Pierce County that are partnering on it. University Place was going to do the bidding, but Pierce County has decided that they need to do it because they own the land and it makes sense for them for management and liability and all that. So it'll take a little bit longer, but we'll be starting that construction hopefully in July. And what that is looking at the end of Phillips Road, cleaning that area up, putting in the bridge crossing at the end of Phillips Road path to Kobayashi Park. So that connection from Lakewood to there. So that's going to be cool. That'll be happening phase 1. Phase 2 is the trail realignment, and we're still working on that. Harry Todd Park is under construction. The dock and the fishing piers are in, and they're working on the pathways to get down there. The ADA accessibility is the big deal. They're going to be delivering the bathroom probably in March, and then we'll be working on a new playground and finishing that up in time for summer. Fort Silicon Park, Angle Lane. The bathroom is substantially complete. We did receive a grant to do hands-free fixtures, and so there was some hiccup with that. So we're working on getting those installed, and so I think we're going to do a walkthrough next week. So it should be opened up soon. And then the only thing left to do there is we've been working with the Nisqually tribe on some benches and seating, and so they're working on carving those and doing some engraving on some of those, and then some kiosks. When we see how much money we have left, we're going to be looking at some kiosks and some new trailhead signage to let people know where they are and where they can go for fun at the park. Edgewater Park, that's just still on hold. There's been some property issues with the neighbor and right-of-way and impact. And although it's really not going to affect the park project so much, we're really waiting to clean that up before we get moving on that project. That'll be coming here later in the year. Wards Lake, we are purchasing some property. We're doing some work behind the cinemas so that we can do some lot line adjustments and get those parcels taken care of so we can do some enhancements. And again, we're highly rated on all those grants, so I think we'll get the resources that we need to get started on those projects. The Pavilion, restrooms and kitchen, which should have been a super simple, quick process, always takes longer than you think. Right when you think you're ready to go, the sewer line doesn't work, and then somebody cuts through an electrical cord, and anyway, the appliances are there, and the millwork's getting done, and so it's just a work in progress, but we can't really use it anyway since nobody's supposed to gather, so we're okay. We'll be done for the spring. Seeley Lake, we have working on phase 1 improvements. I don't know if any of you have been by there. That Seeley Lake's right next to the Lakewood Community Center. Pierce County's work crew or environmental staff or whoever, they've done so much work. They're cutting, getting out invasive materials, limbing it up so it seems more open and safer in there. So that's really cool. And then once they're done, we'll look at some phase one improvements. We have some money left over to do some improvements like maybe some trailhead work or side little pocket park to get people in there and be able to use that area in a safe manner. I already talked about the sign and the service club. And then the All Abilities Playground at Fort Steilacoom Park. So the toddler area, so Fort Steilacoom Park, the big playground, amazing resource, huge resource, built by volunteers 15 years ago. For those of you that have been around for a while, yes, it's been 15 years. And so they start aging. So the toddler area is really worn down and need to be improved. So we're ripping that all out, except for the swings, and putting in an All Abilities Playground. It's going to be really cool. And we've got the design done. It's been ordered. And so that'll probably get installed in April. So I could probably even show you a picture if we have time at the end of the meeting. So just going from there, COVID. I talked to you a little bit about how hard Nikki's working with all of our different partners. Everybody wants to get to the park and everybody wants to play at the park and everybody wants to have a fun run or they want to have a picnic. And so we're constantly working with folks on that. City Hall's still closed. It'll probably be closed till the end of February, maybe even later until really things start opening back up, but we're kind of going a few months at a time. And Fort Steilacoom Park was a great site. They did COVID testing many, many times there, and we did offer it up as a potential site to do vaccination, work. And they're going to be using Clover Park Technical College, and some people have started getting their vaccinations, so that's excited. We're hoping that lots of people do that so that we can get these numbers down and get back to business as usual, serving our community. I talked to you a little bit already about the reverse parade. It was a big success. We had a snow machine. So at the end of the parade, everybody got real snow and a wave at Santa. So that was fun. Huge community turnout for that. And so we really are seeing folks want to get out and they want to do things as a family. We just have to make it safe for them to do that. I mentioned already our MLK event. You can see on this report, there's a link there. We'll send this report out to you so that you have it. And then you can look at that video. It's just under, I think it's about 25 minutes. I would really recommend if you have some time to look at it. It's really cool. It was well done. I've already talked about our 25th anniversary. We got lots going on and lots to come. Here's our work program. Here's our special events. We've already knocked one out of the park. We'll knock this out next. And that's it. That's our show. Any questions or thoughts?
Yeah, COVID doesn't stop you guys.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
No, it's fantastic. Thank you, Mary, and your staff.
Got my shot today.
All right.
All right.
Congratulations. Good for you.
My son spent 2 days on the internet all day long and found me a shot.
Oh. Well, there you go.
It's practically impossible. I've been trying 3 or 4 times a day at St. Clair's, Gig Harbor, St. Joe's, Madigan, and you have to be on it all the time.
Yeah.
I did too. And I would do it once or twice a day. And he actually spent the whole day on it. And he was so proud of himself when he got me the slot.
Rightfully so.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys want to see the playground at Fort Steilacoom really quick?
Sure.
Since I got here,
Who's supplying it, Mary?
It's Burke.
Burke? Okay.
Buell Recreation. It's Burke, which
Yeah.
I don't think we've used them in the past, but we did what we normally do when we do a playground is we have a budget, right? I think our budget for this was $150,000, and which you think you usually can get a lot for that. And so we put the budget out there and tell people, give us your proposal, sharpen your pencil, do the best you can for this site. And we had criteria and, it's next to Fort Steilacoom. So we wanted the colors and the type to look similar. And so I think we got 6 or 7 proposals, and then we start narrowing it down to what's the playability? Are we getting the biggest bang for our buck? What is going to work well? And did they really take the ADA All Abilities to heart, because all of our playgrounds are ADA accessible, right? You're able to get on there, but we wanted one that you didn't have to like get out. If you had a mobility issue, we didn't want you to have to like get out of your chair and have to like scoot on your rear end to enjoy certain areas. We wanted people to be able to get up and on this structure or at this play area. And the reason it's all abilities is not just for the children to be able to come and play, but if you as a parent or grandparent have any mobility issues or sensory issues or visual issues, we want you to be able to come and play with your kids. So it's a way for everybody to be able to get outside and play. So can you see this? Can you see my drawing? Yeah. So the cool part is that this blue is a poured in place surface, and we saved about $18,000 by not connecting it here. So that's cool. So that was one of our things, but you can get on it here as a ramp. Oh, and let me see. So the playground's over here. Here's the big playground. But they don't show the other one. So you can get on it, wheel it right up or walk right up easily here. And then here is like a climby thing here. We have a crossbar here. And then this is like a glider. So you can get in here. Parents can just sit here and swing back and forth. If you're in a wheelchair or you have some mobility issues, you can, there's some bars to hold on to. So this is this cool glider type thing. And I'm really excited about that. And then of course there's slides and climby things. And then this is a merry-go-round. So I am surprised I'm alive based on how I played on a merry-go-round when I was a child. I'd like hang from the thing and spin. So this is at grade. So you can get on here and then this spins. So this is a merry-go-round that'll be safe, that everybody will get to spin around on, but we won't chop anybody's head off. And then here is our swing. So we're going to be putting in the toddler kinds of swings, or swings for even older children that need that extra support in there. So we're really excited about it. The colors are going to be kind of brown and green, orange and yellow. These aren't exactly all the colors that'll be there. It's going to be a little bit brighter. And it does match pretty well to the playground next door if I put that picture up next to it. So yeah, so we're excited about the playground, and they're going to be a good company to work with. And, port in place is really a big expense, but we think it's important to have it be really all abilities. And Fort Stolcombe Park is the place to be because it can accommodate a lot of people. And I think it's going to be very popular. So
What's your timeline?
we ordered it, and it takes about 8 weeks to fabricate, and so we'll probably be installing it. We figure around April, probably before Park Appreciation Day or soon around then. So yeah, that's our goal. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
And we got a discount by ordering it by December 31st. So even though technically I think it was into January, but.
And that's for a 2 to 5 year old.
Correct. Yeah.
That's great. Mary, how did you decide on poured in place versus tile?
It was really what first we found out. We picked the company, and then they were able to fit that poured in place with the budget that we had. And they were also, it worked well for getting to that on grade, like the glider and also the
merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round, yeah. So, we haven't ever had that before. We were going to do that at Springbrook. It just got too expensive. We wanted more playground, and so we used the tiles there. So, yeah.
Okay, good. It looks great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it go in. Yeah.
Awesome. Any board member comments for the good of the order? I'm hearing none.
No comment.
Okay, with that being said, we'll meet on the 23rd of February via Zoom, same way, and entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Awesome.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I
Thank you all. Have a great night. We appreciate it. Thanks,
Be
Mary.
safe.
Thank you.
Great night, you
Thanks,
guys.
Nikki.
Have a great day, everybody.
Stay safe.
Take care.
Thanks.